What's up, guys? Chase Oliver 68 here, bringing those Q&As that you guys love so much. Thank you for sending in the questions. Remember, you can always send me questions via inbox here on YouTube or Twitter. And you know what? If it will make most of you happy, I will also accept the comment section down below. Yes, I'll actually do that. But anyways, let's get started with the Q&A. Number 13. Will Ferrell, number 1, has me questions. Do you watch the JBL and Cole World Tour on John Layfield's YouTube channel? No, I haven't gotten around to watching to it. Sorry, I just haven't. Number 2. If Danny Tanner from Full House were a WWE Raw commentator, would the WWE fans cheer him or boo him? Really, in all honesty, I don't think most of the fans today would know who the fuck Danny Tanner is. In all honesty, I don't even know if they know who Danny Tanner is and what Danny Tanner used to do. So, in all honesty, I think he would get a mixed reaction. Whatever happened to Joe the Show Maltese? Joe the Show Maltese went missing in Africa. We don't know where he's at. That's all we know about Joe the Show Maltese. For all we know, he could be stuck in Africa. You know, we don't know where he's at. I haven't talked to Joe in a while. Last time I talked to Joe, you know, he seemed okay. And then all of a sudden, he said he was going on a trip to Africa, and he just disappeared. So we don't know what happened to Joe the Show Maltese. Anyways, thank you for the questions, Wolf Bro number 1. Clarkson440 has 3 questions for me. Did you watch WCW when you were little? Nope. Reason being was I wasn't into professional wrestling when I was really, really little. I cared more about the Power Rangers and that kind of stuff, Pokemon. I cared more about that stuff than wrestling. I wasn't really into wrestling when I was a little boy. I didn't get into it until the year 2000. For anyone who wonders, I'm only 20 years old. I know a lot of people may think I'm older just because my voice is really deep, and on camera I look really old, but that's what happens when you get stressed out, kids. Age comes faster. Yep, pretty much that's all I can really say about that. His next question is, who do you think will win the NBA playoffs this year? I'm just going to go with the Miami Heat, mainly because I just think they're the overall best team in this conference. Dark horse is out of the West, and I say the Memphis Grizzlies is also a dark horse that team should watch out for. And Golden State Warriors could play spoiler. They're such a spoiler-rific team, the Golden State Warriors. So those are the 3 teams that I think that can come out of this playoffs, in all honesty. If the Thunder had Russell Westbrook, I would choose the Thunder. Honestly, I would choose the Thunder because with the 2-3-2 system in the NBA Finals, I think the Thunder would have a better time against the Heat in a 2-3-2 system than, you know, having them to play 3 games in Miami straight. So that's just my personal preference. Who are your top 5 favorite technical wrestlers ever? Top 5s and the Q&As. Man, that's hard to think of top 5s what's right now, but I'll just give you a wing of some of my favorites. Eddie Guerrero, Daniel Bryan, Matt Sydal, not Evan Bourne. Matt Sydal is really technical. Robert Roode's very technical. I like some of Ric Flair's old works, but not his current. I thought Carlito had pretty good technical skills that most people did not get to see out of him. Those would be my favorite. Bobby Lashley is another technical wrestler I feel is very underrated with how technical he was in the ring. But other than that, that's just a list of names. Sorry I can't do a top 5. When I do a top 5, I have a list and I have reasons and everything. This is a Q&A. And when I read these questions, I'm reading them firsthand, you know, gaining them experience in my brain for the first time. So it's like I couldn't make a list. So I'm sorry. Maybe I should be more prepared next time. Anthony Ward asked me a question. His question is CM Punk overrated in the ring and on the mic? In the ring, I feel some people may overrate Punk, but he is a good worker in professional wrestling. I don't think he's necessarily bad. He is very entertaining. He does tell a good story in the ring with his facial expressions. And, fuck, what was that other element that he does really well? I can't remember the element at this time, but he does a really good job with 2 elements that I really do like. Oh, selling, too. I think he does a good job selling in the ring. Even though he pops up sometimes really too quickly, he does a really good job at selling in the ring. So I feel, to be honest, that CM Punk is not really overrated in the ring. Now, on the microphone, I feel a lot of people just overrate Punk because he's probably one of the better mic workers we're hearing in today's professional wrestling. And today's professional wrestling, there's not a lot of people that have the mic skills of CM Punk. So this goes back to what Off the Rope Show said eons ago. Off the Rope Show said, if you have a bunch of shit, and then one of that shit turns out to be really, really good, all the other shit before it looks bad. And so that's why when we look at CM Punk, we just see, you know, the WWE product today, it's pretty crappy. but CM Punk does something really good, and then a lot of people are like, yeah, go CM Punk. That's good shit. And it's good shit because the rest of the shit is bad. So in all honesty here, that's what it comes down to. And really, to be honest, on the mic, I feel he is a little bit overhyped. I wouldn't say overrated. He has great mic skills, great tone of voice, great presence on the mic. But I feel that sometimes some people do overhype what CM Punk is saying that this is the best promo I've heard in years. Like, no shit, it's the best promo you've heard in years. When you have Randy Orton cutting a promo like, I'm the Viper, and I'm going to take you. Or Sheamus cutting a promo going, alright fella, let's go. And then not even R-Truth cutting a promo saying, little Jimmy. That right there should tell you some of these promos are bad. Okay? So that's why CM Punk sometimes gets overhyped on the mic. Thank you for the question. And Gochi Man asked me, I respect John Cena for what he does for kids, and I'm glad those kids got their wishes. But about that segment from Raw last week, does it bother you that WWE is doing this so John Cena could get positive reactions from the crowd? Because last week it was a segment where if you boo John Cena, then you're a bad person. Again, I hate seeing this character, but I respect him in real life. I'm with you on that. I respect John Cena as a person. I feel that he does a great job. But the one thing is that, yeah, it was totally designed to make Cena look like a good guy. And that's the thing with the WWE. They want to make Cena really, really the good guy in a lot of situations. They always show us him doing the wishes. They show him helping out with the army. And it kind of makes us look like dicks in a way why we hate John Cena. But the thing is, we don't hate John Cena because he does all this charity work. I'm pretty sure a lot of people respect that. A lot of people probably couldn't do what Cena can do. But the thing is, what we hate about John Cena is just that we get too much of him. We always see him conquer all the odds all the time. There's never a time in John Cena's career, maybe besides when he was feuding with JBL, you could argue, or even Edge at some degree, where John Cena looked like he was in trouble. We always are supposed to think that, John Cena is always going to win. And that's the thing. That's the problem with the John Cena character, is that all it does is win. And yes, a lot of people say, oh, it's just Hulk Hogan 2.0. No, it was different. Hulk Hogan had situations where it looked like the Hulkster was down. It looked like the almighty Hulkster brawler was never going to overcome this dude. But yet, in the end of the day, Hulk Hogan did it. Hulk Hogan was able to overcome the odds, but he had a bunch of odds stacked against him. Like, John Cena never really has that to his character. We always get the same one-dimensional, oh, hey, let me make a wish to these children. Oh, yeah, John Cena, do the salute. It's very one-dimensional. And I really do hate the fact that, pretty much that WWE is trying to force this to make us like the guy. If anything, it gets us sick to our stomachs that that's the only thing you can really like about the guy. Besides that, the John Cena character in WWE, besides him just doing the charities, what else is there to like about this guy? There's not really that much. I understand if women love him, there's no changing women's minds about John Cena. Hell, if I was a woman, I would probably be drooling over John Cena too. Just saying. But still, even then, there's no point why we should see all this bullshit with the charities. All right, his next question is, why is WWE so obsessed with Facebook, Twitter, and tout? Because it's social media, my friend. And in social media, if you excel at it, you do really, really well. But the problem with WWE is they picked up on Twitter when Twitter was already well known. They picked up on Facebook when Facebook was already well known. They picked up on tout when it was brand new. And tout is probably one of the most dumbest things I picked up that's brand new. Okay, see, the thing is, it's like Twitter and Facebook, they could have gotten Twitter and Facebook a long ass fucking time ago. They could have been jumping on Twitter a long time ago. And they could actually be more successful with their product if they had better relations with Twitter in the beginning. But the thing is, WWE was so late to the ball on jumping on all these social media networks, they're playing catch up. And the reason why they're so obsessed with it is because they want us, the fans, to be attached to them. They want us to feel like we have some great family attachment to them. But the problem is, we really don't. Our input doesn't really matter. We joke about it most of the time when they do those hashtag raw voting bullshits. That's the thing. They're just trying to market themselves. And no, I understand why. If I was a successful company, I would do it too. But the thing is, with WWE, they jumped on the ball way too late with these social networks. They didn't do that with Tout. They were actually one of the main forces that probably got Tout up and running. But the thing is, Tout is fucking stupid. All Tout is 15-second videos. That's it. It's not useful. If anything, what was that? What's the new one that's out? The Vine or whatever? Vine? That's more innovative because All Tout is this. It's pretty much what I'm doing right now, filming my video, talking to you guys, but it's only in 15 seconds. I can download TwitVid on my fucking cell phone. It will be the same thing as Tout. No one wants to see me talk for 15 seconds. More people would rather see me on TwitVid forming a 2-minute video on my phone. And then another thing is with Vine, there's a lot of cool things you can do with these videos. It's very more unique, very edited. It's much more fun to use. Tout isn't fun. It's ridiculous. So WWE really just sucks at trying to find the great social media markets, and they're just trying to promote themselves. And then his final question is, does it annoy you that a lot of people jumped on the Miami Heat's bandwagon ever since LeBron James got, well, he didn't get drafted there, by the way. He got traded, signed and trade deal from Cleveland to the Miami Heat in the summer of 2010. Yeah, fuck it. They want to bandwagon on people, so what? People bandwagon all the time in sports. It's not just Miami Heat fans. Everyone thinks like the Heat fans are biggest culprits in bandwagoning. They're not. They're one of the teams that are really big when it comes to a bandwagon fan market. But let's just also think about the Oklahoma City Thunder. No one ever fucking questions the Thunder's bandwagon. And it's fucking bullshit if you ask me. The Thunder have some of the biggest bandwagon fans of all time. And the only reason why most of the Thunder fans are Thunder fans is because the Heat have LeBron and most people just hate LeBron. So they go, OKC! OKC! OKC has some of the biggest fans. None of these fuckers, some people, I know a few people that were Sonic fans and weren't in Seattle at the time and said, you know what, fuck it, they're still my favorite team. You know, but some people with OKC, it's just like they act like we've been huge Oklahoma City fans. And a lot of people just like OKC because Kevin Durant was on the team and they don't even know he was drafted by the fucking Sonics. It's ridiculous. The Thunder have one of the biggest bandwagons. And I always hate when people say, what do you think about the Miami Heat bandwagon? Never bring up Oklahoma City Thunder because they, in my opinion, they're worse than sometimes the Miami Heat bandwagon fans. Yeah, Miami Heat fans, they will. The only thing Miami Heat bandwagon fans that annoy me about is just that everything has to do with LeBron. They don't know anyone else on the team. They may know Dwayne Wade and some degree Chris Bosh, but everything with the Miami Heat bandwagon fans is like LeBron. It's just like, well, what about Dwayne Wade? He won the title before LeBron did. Like he's the reason why you guys got your first NBA title ever. But it's just that OKC also has a huge bandwagon when it comes out to sports. Let's not even mention, Lakers and Clippers. Clippers and Laker fans, most of the time Laker fans, there are diehard Laker fans. But a lot of times Laker fans just bandwagon onto the Lakers. There's some bandwagon Laker fans. And then when it comes down to the Clippers, with the Clippers are the biggest bandwagon. No one gave a shit. There's a couple people I know that gave a shit about the Clippers, but no one gave a shit about the Clippers, even cared that they made the playoffs until they got Chris Paul. And everyone's just like, See, that's what I hate about basketball. Like, basketball is the most bandwagoning sport. People say football's to some degree, but football is kind of like the only bandwagon teams you notice are like Giants and Broncos or whatever team Peyton Manning's on. It's like, with football, it depends on sometimes the quarterback on the team. But with NBA, it's always changing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State makes it to the Western Conference semifinals. You will see all these dumb people talking about, oh yeah, Steph Curry for the win, bro. Klay Thompson's my home dog. That's what they're going to be talking about because they think they're Golden State Warrior fans. When in all honesty, if you were Warrior fans, why in the blue fuck did none of you vote for Stephen Curry in the All-Star game? To me, NBA fans sometimes are the most ridiculous to handle with. And it does not bug me that the Heat have bandwagon fans. Because in all honesty, most of the NBA teams do have bandwagon fans. The few that don't are like the San Antonio Spurs. Like, no one jumps on the Spurs bandwagon. They're always consistent in the fucking playoffs. They always make it to the semifinals or the Western Conference Finals. No one jumps on the Spurs bandwagon and go like, let's go Spurs, let's go Spurs. No one jumps on their bandwagon. Memphis is very consistent. The only time I remember people jumping on Memphis bandwagon is when they upset the Spurs, but everyone likes a underdog story. But when it comes down to just NBA in general, like Knicks, I feel Knicks are kind of consistent. I feel there's maybe a bandwagon coming. I felt bandwagon was more like with Carmelo going to the Knicks, but even then, it wasn't that big. Bulls fans, come on, Bulls. Sometimes most Bulls fans are bandwagony towards D-Rose, but not that much. But when it comes down to it, the NBA, there's a lot of bandwagon fans. Like in NFL, yes, you will get those bandwagon fans. You'll get those people that are like, hey, come on, like they don't even know who this team is. But even then, it's not as bad as the NBA. The NBA, like when people are talking about the Thunder and don't even know anything about the Sonics, that's what pisses me off. That's when people need to educate themselves on NBA. Like, and especially, like, I know a lot of Clipper fans, and a lot of Clipper fans are legit Clipper fans because they were happy that Chris Paul came to LA and they finally had a star player that's not named Blake Griffin. Because in all honesty, Blake Griffin's not going to win you, like, anything. But Chris Paul can win you something. But other than that, in all honesty here, I know that question went long. No, it does not bug me that people jumped on the Miami Heat bandwagon. Because it happens to a lot of other teams where people jump on their bandwagon for no other reason just because they're against the Heat. So, in all honesty, NBA is a bandwagon league, like I said earlier. But thank you guys for the questions anyways. Remember to send your questions via inbox or Twitter. I will be back doing another video Friday, so hopefully you guys are enjoying that. Until next time, remember to subscribe down below or clicking the little icon. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. And comment down below your questions too. Yeah, that's about it. All right, I'll see you all later. Peace.